A ribbon held near a single-pane window tells you everything. On one side, it moves, cold air rushing through gaps you can't see. After a $5 seal, it goes still. Appalachian families have weatherized windows this way for generations. This fix was never banned, it was overlooked. And why something this cheap and effective keeps getting ignored is worth understanding before your next heating bill arrives. Marta pulls her sweater tighter as she sits by the living room window. The thermostat reads 70, but the chill along the floor and that steady draft at her ankles tell a different story. She's not alone. Millions feel that creeping cold, no matter how high they set the heat. The culprit is often right in front of them. A single pane of glass, barely thicker than a credit card, standing between warm air and winter's bite. Glass conducts heat quickly, and when it's just a single sheet, warmth from inside flows straight out to the cold air beyond. But the real trouble comes from the gaps, those tiny seams where the window sash meets the frame. Even a hairline crack can let in a surprising amount of cold air. The result is a room that never feels quite comfortable, and a heating bill that climbs higher with every gust. Older windows, especially in houses built before double-pane glass became standard, lose heat in two ways: direct conduction through the glass and infiltration, cold air sneaking in through the edges. That's why, even with the furnace working overtime, Marta's living room stays drafty. The heat she pays for is slipping away, little by little, through the very windows meant to keep it in. For renters and homeowners alike, this isn't just an annoyance. It's money lost every month, comfort sacrificed to old construction and overlooked details. Understanding where the cold comes from is the first step toward reclaiming both warmth and control over those winter bills. Subscribe for more practical solutions. Seasonal window fixes aren't some new internet hack. They have a long practical history. For generations, people used what they had to keep the cold out. In Appalachian cabins, thick quilts and hand-built storm windows were routine each winter. The idea was simple: add a layer, trap air, and slow down heat loss. That same principle runs through today's shrink film kits and rope caulk. These aren't gimmicks or secret tricks, just modern versions of what worked for decades. Even now, the Department of Energy lists interior window film as a low-cost option for cutting heat loss. Weatherization assistance programs in states like Massachusetts and West Virginia include air sealing and window upgrades, with products like shrink film and rope caulk among their approved measures. Energy Star project guides call the shrink film method easy, effective, and inexpensive. Walk into any hardware store and you'll find these kits on the shelf right alongside name brand weather stripping and caulk. They're sold by Frost King, Duck, 3M, and others, all at prices that make it possible to insulate a whole room for less than the cost of a family pizza night. No government agency has banned these products. There is no hidden regulation or industry plot keeping them off the market. If anything, they're just overshadowed by big-budget advertising for replacement windows and high-end upgrades. But the facts are clear: shrink film and rope caulk are recognized, affordable, and available, with a proven record of making drafty rooms more comfortable each winter. Subscribe for more practical solutions. When interior shrink film goes up on a window, something simple but powerful happens. A tight, crystal-clear layer forms just inside the glass, sealed with tape and drawn smooth with a hairdryer. This is not just about blocking a draft. It is about trapping a thin layer of still air between the film and the glass. That air pocket acts as insulation, slowing the flow of heat from the warm room to the cold outdoors. Measured in R value, the improvement usually lands somewhere between R1 and R2, which is a meaningful gain for any single-pane window. The film shrinks taut and stays nearly invisible, so daylight and the view remain unchanged. Unlike heavy curtains or foam board, this method keeps rooms bright while cutting down on both conduction through the glass and convection from drafts. The result is less heat slipping away and a room that holds warmth better, all from a product that adds no bulk and can be removed in spring without a trace. The next step is dealing with the edges, where rope caulk comes in to seal up any lingering leaks. Rope caulk steps in where shrink film leaves off, tackling the problem of air sneaking through the smallest cracks around a window. This material looks and feels like a soft putty rope. It is flexible, never dries hard, and can be pressed by hand into any gap. No tools or messy applicators needed. Even if the window frame is warped or the sash does not sit quite flush, rope caulk molds itself to the shape, sealing out drafts that would otherwise slide right through. Unlike permanent caulks, it will not bond to the wood or paint. Come spring, it pulls out in one piece and can be saved for next winter. That makes it especially handy for renters and anyone who wants to avoid leaving a mark. Commercial versions like More Tighty have been around for decades, sold in hardware stores everywhere for just a few dollars per roll. Used along the edges and corners, rope caulk closes off the main pathways for cold air, making the combined method with shrink film even more effective. A window insulation kit costs about $5 to $15 per window, depending on the brand and size. Rope caulk runs even less, usually $3 to $8 for enough to seal several windows. Most people can install the shrink film in 20 to 30 minutes per window with no special tools beyond a hairdryer. The steps are straightforward. Wipe down the window frame, stick the included double-sided tape around the edges, press the film into place, and use the hairdryer to shrink it tight and clear. The film pulls drum smooth, leaving the view in daylight untouched. For rope caulk, you just tear off a strip, press it into any cracks or seams around the sash, and smooth it down with your fingers. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes per window, and no cleanup is needed. Both products are safe for renters. No drilling, no permanent residue, and you can peel them off in spring. Marta's choice is simple. For less than the price of a takeout dinner, she can block drafts and keep her living room warmer all winter. Subscribe for more practical solutions. Field studies and simulation data set realistic expectations for what shrink film and rope caulk can deliver. For older single-pane windows, the combined approach typically cuts heat loss by 10 to 35%. Most studies land in that range, with the best results in drafty, unupgraded homes. The often repeated 50% savings number comes from early idealized lab tests. Real-world homes rarely see that much improvement. Instead, expect a noticeable drop in cold spots and a smaller but still meaningful reduction in heating costs. These products work best on single-pane windows and in colder climates, where the difference is most obvious. Double-pane windows or newer frames will not see the same gains, but even there, sealing up extra leaks can help. The bottom line, these are proven, practical fixes, but they do not turn old windows into modern ones overnight. Shrink film and rope caulk are designed with renters and safety in mind. When using a hairdryer to tighten the film, stick to low or medium heat and keep the nozzle moving, and do not let it linger in one spot. This avoids overheating the plastic and protects the window frame. Always leave at least one window in each room free of film for emergency exit, especially if it is the only way out. Both products are meant to be temporary. In spring, gently peel the film from a corner, using a little low heat if needed, and avoid scraping the paint. Rope caulk stays soft and pulls out by hand, leaving no mess behind. These steps make the method safe, reversible, and well-suited for anyone who wants comfort without permanent change. Subscribe for more practical solutions. Right now, millions face drafty windows and rising heating bills. Yet proven low-cost window film and rope caulk remain overlooked, not banned. Real comfort doesn't always require an upgrade. Often, it is a smart, simple seal. Stay warm, stay practical. If this helped, subscribe for more straightforward solutions.